Yo guys, how's it going? I'm Nishchit here, back with a brand new episode. In this episode, I'll be sharing my story on how I became one among the top 10 re-scramblers of India for the year 2021. So be sure to grab a cup of coffee, sit back and relax, and let's hop into it. So first, let me give you all a short background on what re-scramble exactly is. Re-scramble is a 3x3 Rubik's Cube event where the participant is given two cubes, in which one is solved and the other shuffled. The main objective is that the participant must get the same pattern of the shuffled cube on the solved one on all the six faces. Unlike other events, there is no 15 seconds inspection of the shuffled cube before execution. So when you remove the cover of the shuffled cube, the clock starts. I first heard about this event in the month of January 2021 when I again got back the craze of cubing. After a while of research, I found out that this is a very challenging and unique event, and it grabbed a lot of my attention. It's more challenging than the other events because on a 3x3 Rubik's Cube there are about 43 quintillion possible combinations. That's 43 followed by 18 zeros, and each turn you make on the cube is a unique case. So to get the exact same shuffle without knowing the exact sequence of moves is really hard at the first sight. And to get that by luck, it would be 1 in 43 quintillion cases. There are a few methods you could get the exact same notation of the pieces of the shuffled cube on another cube, but most of them were time consuming. Moreover, the top re-scramblers of the world can re-scramble a cube in less than 20 seconds. So there had to be another way out. Until March 2021, I had practiced re-scramble using the old Bachmann method, in which we memorize the position of each individual piece of a Rubik's Cube, and by a sequence of moves, also known as algorithms, we can get the same result. But like I said earlier, it's really time consuming, and I used to average about 2 minutes, with my best time being 1 minute 45 seconds. I was in 10th grade at the time, and in India we have an important exam at the end of 10th and 12th grade called the board exams. These exams contribute towards your future goals and ambitions, as they become one of the bases of classification to pursue your desired future streams. In addition to that, the pressure to score well was immense, as we were going to compete with more than millions of 10th graders in this exam. By the end of March, I disabled one of my Instagram accounts, stopped making YouTube videos, and also stopped writing blogs, as boards were closing in. So keeping the board exam in mind, I had to cut down the time I used to practice the Rubik's Cube all the way from 4 hours a day to about 1 or 2 hours. The day was April 2nd. I was sitting in the hall and was just casually scrolling through Instagram. While doing so, I'd seen a story of my friend Aryan, who holds the current national record on a 3x3 clocking 4.91 seconds in an event. The story was about the Red Bull Rubik's Cube World Cup 2021. I'll be very genuine, this was the same cup I wished to be a part of since January and wanted to secure a good rank in entire India. So then I asked my parents about this. They were very supportive, but hesitated because of the upcoming board exams, which were just a month away. I was disappointed and at the same time a bit stressed about the exams. This was exactly the time when COVID-19 cases in India were increasing at an exponential rate. Even if I had gotten their permission, I wouldn't be able to focus more on the competition because of the stress and pressure of writing boards. Moreover, I had to practice 3 different events within a short span of 2 hours, which wouldn't be enough to get into the state and national qualifiers. With all of this going on, I still didn't really give up on that event. I had something internally telling me that I could still be a part of that event. But yeah, the time for cubing slowly started to deteriorate until April 14th. Firstly, April 14th was a festive day and the festival is called Vishu. It's basically a new year for Keralites in Kerala and across India. So I was watching the TV and eating my lunch, still thinking about the competition and the exams. When I went to keep my plate to watch, at that exact minute my mom came out with some news that was the best at the spur of the moment. The news was that the Education Committee of India, or CBSE, had cancelled the board exams for 10th graders for the year 2021. I was really happy and thanking God for that big game-changing moment. Immediately, I went and registered for 2 competitions. One was a national level competition held on 18th April, a Sunday, and the Red Bull Rubik's Cube World Cup 2021. I truly felt that this was the year I could make a big difference and could secure a good rank in these events. The competition was on 2nd May, a Sunday, and from 14th I had exactly 18 days, including the 14th, until the day of competition. So from that day onwards, I started to plan and assess the areas where I could cut down my time in the normal 3x3 and the 3x3 one-handed event. I still didn't really think about the rescramble event. When I woke up on the 15th of April, I was feeling a bit unwell and wasn't in a mental state to cube. But that's when the thought of getting back and better at rescramble hit me. So I turned on the computer and started researching the best and the fastest method to rescramble a cube. 1.5 hours into the researching process, I finally found the most efficient tutorial to rescramble a cube. The time was about 12 noon, and that's when I really knew that I wasn't feeling well. But that didn't stop me from cubing. I'd learned the entirely new method in just a day and another additional 11 algorithms over the span of 2 days to get more faster at it. The entire day of 15th went into cubing and resting, thinking that I would be better by 16th. The next day when I woke up, I did feel better but not 100% normal. So I thought of timing myself for the first time with all the rescramble rules. I clocked 2 minutes 2 seconds. I was happy but wasn't consistent with getting all the solves right, because I'd either messed up in an algorithm, lost track of pieces, etc. Now, the plan was to cut an entire minute or more if possible over the span of the remaining 15 days I had. So I started working towards it and it kept going well. It was 18th April and I was going to participate in my first ever cubing competition. I couldn't prepare well as I'd been down with fever, but still thought of giving it a try. At the end of the competition, my personal best in a competition was 16 seconds on a normal 3x3, and on 3x3 one-handed I clocked 45 seconds. I wasn't really happy or disappointed with the results because I couldn't put in the required work and I'd been down with fever. With this state, I think it was pretty decent to me. But our family members had started to show symptoms of COVID-19. So the next day, we immediately took up a test. The result generally comes within 24 to 48 hours, so till then I had taken some bed rest and still continued to cube. It was the day of the result, and all of us had tested positive for COVID-19. I was internally devastated the minute I heard the news, because I would have to give cubing a break and the competition was closing in. For a few days I'd been off cubing and other activities which could cause some sort of strain to the body. After 3 days, I was back in action and everyone showed signs of improvement, and I thought this is the time to shine again. From that day onwards, I cut the amount of time I used Instagram from 3 hours all the way down to an hour because the determination and the need to succeed within me had spoken up. Those days were challenging. With the medication on and when all of them went to sleep, I used to stay up till 10 or 11 pm practicing rescramble and thinking about enjoying the process and trying to secure a good rank in the country. To achieve this, I had to reduce my social life to a great extent, as the saying goes, sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Those days were challenging. With the medication on and when all of them went to sleep, I used to stay up till 10 or 11 pm practicing rescramble and thinking about enjoying the process and trying to secure a good rank in the country. To achieve this, I had to reduce my social life to a great extent, as the saying goes, sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Until 26th, I practiced a lot and did improve and started to average about 1 minute 30 seconds, which was still really far away from the speed of other top rescramblers in the world. My actual goal was to cut the time from 2 minutes all the way to 18 seconds in 15 days. So after doing some math, I had to cut about 6.8 seconds per day, which I rounded off to 7 seconds per day. For the first few days, it worked, but on 2 consecutive days, I was unable to cut the 7 seconds down. This put me under a lot of pressure. I continued to practice until 28th of April and just stopped practicing rescramble, thinking that I would lose the competition and may not secure a good rank. For the next couple of days, I had only practiced the normal 3x3 and 3x3 one-handed for the competition and disregarded rescramble. It was game day, 2nd May 2021. I was really stressed about the main 3x3 and 3x3 one-handed event, but wasn't really tensed about the rescramble event because I thought it might go bad. I finished my solves on the normal 3x3 and 3x3 one-handed event. I had clocked 18.12 seconds in the normal 3x3 event that secured 73rd rank in the entire country, and 30th rank in the one-handed event, clocking 38.30 seconds. But these 2 ranks wouldn't count because I hadn't submitted the video of the best solves during the video submission time. It was now show time, and the rescramble shuffles had showed up on the screen. My heart was beating really fast, was feeling really nervous, and I knew that this time I'm either going to make it or break it. When I picked up the cube and started solving, I felt the blood rushing through my fingers and really got stressed. When I hit the spacebar and finished the solve, I clocked 1 minute 47.10 seconds on the first attempt. I calmed myself down and told myself, This last attempt is going to be the game changer and I'm going to give it my all. Before the last attempt, I reminded myself about the 15 days of work I put into it. This was it. As soon as I picked up the cube and started the timer, I found that the shuffle was pretty decent, and as I kept going, it felt really smooth and continuous. When I hit space to stop, I clocked 1 minute point 30 seconds. I was 12th on the leaderboard with that score. All that pressure, stress, and all negative emotions just got dissolved in the happiness that I secured 12th in the entire country. I was actually spellbound and couldn't believe my eyes. It was a sense of triumph. When the verified results were out, after assessing the video submissions, I jumped all the way from 12th to the 9th place. This was all I could have asked for. If I came 8th, I would be playing at the national level on the 16th of May, but I was down by 1 place and 3 seconds. The lesson I learned is that I should have kept working hard and maybe I could have called myself a national champion. So guys, the most important takeaway is that all you need to do is give in everything you got. Believe in yourself. If I can learn a new method and get better at it in 15 days and come 9th in India with a cubing population that's more than a million, you surely can do anything. As Nelson Mandela wonderfully said, everything's impossible until it's done. Thank you all for listening to this podcast episode. I hope you learned something new about cubing today and wish you all have a great day ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm Nishchit Kumar signing off and see you guys in the next one.